Imagine quitting your job at 30. No paycheck, no employer, no guaranteed future. Your friends think you're crazy. Your parents think you're irresponsible. Society thinks you're doomed. And then, 12 years later, you're a millionaire. Not because you won the lottery, not because you built a startup, but because you mastered something most people never even think about: financial discipline. This is the story of Pete Adeney, better known as Mr. Money Mustache, the man who lived 12 years with no salary and still got rich. Chapter 1. Who is Pete Adeney? Pete was a Canadian-born software engineer who moved to Colorado. He had a solid job, stable income, nothing spectacular. He wasn't a tech genius or a startup founder, just an average guy with above-average discipline. In his late 20s, he started noticing a strange pattern. Most people around him earned good money and still lived paycheck to paycheck. Cars on credit, homes too big for their families, vacations they couldn't afford, a lifestyle built not on wealth, but on debt. Pete realized something. If you control your spending, you control your life. This thought changed everything. Chapter 2. The decision to quit at 30 while his colleagues spent most of their salaries. Pete saved over 65% of his income. He didn't live poorly, he lived intentionally. He biked everywhere. He renovated his own home. He avoided waste. He invested everything into low-cost index funds. By 30, Pete reached something almost no one his age had: financial independence. His investments were enough to cover his basic expenses. He didn't need a job anymore. So he did the unthinkable. He quit. No backup plan. No silent side hustle. Just pure faith in math and discipline. Chapter 3. Life without a salary for the next 12 years. Pete lived a life most people would consider impossible. Heavy checkmark, no full-time job, heavy checkmark, no employer, heavy checkmark, no steady paycheck, heavy checkmark, no fear. He lived on about $25, $30K a year, a modest but comfortable life in Colorado. What's shocking is this: his quality of life didn't go down. It went up. Why? Because time is more valuable than money, and freedom is more valuable than stability. While others were commuting to offices, sitting in meetings, and building someone else's dreams, Pete was hiking, building, learning, raising his son, exploring life. And quietly, his investments kept growing. Chapter 4. The birth of Mr. Money Mustache. In 2011, Pete started a blog just for fun. He wanted to help people stop destroying their lives with consumerism. He didn't expect it to blow up, but it did. Millions of readers. A global movement. The birth of the modern FIRE revolution. His message was simple: financial freedom isn't about earning more. It's about needing less. The blog brought in revenue, but Pete didn't rely on it. It was just a bonus. He was already financially independent before becoming famous. Chapter 5. Becoming a millionaire without a salary. Here's the crazy part. Even though Pete didn't earn a salary for 12 years, his net worth increased. Why? Because his investments kept compounding, his spending stayed low, the blog added extra income, he avoided lifestyle inflation, he made money from real estate projects. He didn't get rich overnight. He mastered the one thing almost nobody does: consistency. Pete used the simplest path to wealth. Spend little, invest the rest, repeat, let time do the work. Chapter 6. The risks he took. Pete's life wasn't risk-free. If the stock market crashed, he could have lost everything. If inflation skyrocketed, his freedom could have disappeared. If he got sick, he had no employer insurance. But here's what made him different. He understood that the biggest risk is doing nothing. Most people stay stuck in jobs they hate because they fear uncertainty. Pete accepted it. He built a system strong enough to survive it. And he lived a life most people only dream of. Chapter 7. What we can learn. Pete's story isn't about extreme minimalism. It's about intentional living. Lessons. 1. You don't need a huge salary. You need discipline. 2. You don't need to retire at 65. You can retire when your investments cover your life. 3. Time matters more than money. 4. Wealth is not what you earn, it's what you keep. 5. The system is built to keep you consuming. You can choose a different path. Pete didn't live 12 years with no salary because he was lucky. He did it because he was prepared. And his story proves one thing: freedom is a skill, not a dream. And anyone can learn it.